Did yesterday recording was uploaded to cloud? So
You're asking me or
yeah,
telling
yeah.
me?
No, no, I'm checking you. So yesterday, did the recording was uploaded or not yet?
Not yet. I don't
Oh,
see it.
okay. Yeah. So, okay. So yesterday we had a discussion about user-defined function, user-defined exception. Sorry. So what do you
Hmm.
mean by user-defined exception? So when there is a exception and you have to raise it. Let's say, for example,
Hmm.
in the previous session, we say that there will be some exception related to system-defined. Means you can say if there is a data type mismatch, there is a division by null exception. So where is that? Let me open that one exception.
Here, a fourth or fifth.
Okay. Yeah. So you can find these are your system defined exception and many more are there. But basically we
Hmm.
used to come across all these things while writing a program. So these are
Hmm.
very day-to-day exceptions. So what these are already been defined. Okay, if this is the scenario, that is the scenario, then this kind of exception will name and the exception will rise and they have already mentioned that exception name is zero division error or type error or value error. So you cannot go ahead and edit all this functionality. This is your system defined function. Let's say, for example, if you do remember yesterday we were discussing in India, the minimum age should be like more than 18 years. Correct. So
Hmm.
let's say, for example, I am developing my own application, or let's say, for example, Bharat Matrimony or Sadi.com kind of thing. So where I should allow the people or allow the citizen who is greater than 18, because for less than 18 it doesn't make any sense, correct? So for that, let's say for example I am a candidate, I want to enter but I am less than 18, so I shouldn't be logically, I shouldn't be get allowed into that. Perfect. So for that I need to raise exception, correct? So for that I need to raise
Yes.
exception. Yeah. So this is known as your custom exception. Any exception, this is what the logic I have given. Any exception you can write. So for that we have developed a program. So basically exception is of four blocks, comprises of four blocks. What are the four blocks? Try, except, then your else, and then finally. Correct. So what
Hmm.
try block will be gonna do? Try block will be give you the set of logic. So where you want to try your code and blah blah things. And except block will you raise your exception. Correct? So in your
Hmm.
except block, your exception raising will be gonna happen. And else block, if try block will successfully executed, then else block will executed, and finally is the irrespective of the exception, it will gonna execute. Correct? So that was we
Yes.
discussed last to last class. Okay. So inside here, what I'm saying, I have the age hard coded as 18. So what I'm trying to do, input integer less than 18. So what I'm saying, that enter a age whenever you are entering age and the number of age is less than 18, then I should raise a which exception? Wrong age exception.
Wrong age.
Yeah. And what is the wrong age print? Invalid user, you cannot enter. If if my age is greater than 18, then this if condition won't be satisfied, it will come to the age. I'm allowed
Hmm.
to get married, something, whatever that. So that what we discuss it. So here if you can pass, let's say for example, I'm passing 12, that it's showing that okay. So I have not defined here. Okay. So it will gonna say that, okay, this is not a perfect age, correct? So before that,
Hmm.
you have to write this one, define your exception. So what is my exception? Class wrong age is a exception type, and you have to write this kind of syntax. Perfect.
Hmm.
Yeah. So then it's your exception. Then what we discuss? Then we discuss about our logging. So what do you mean by logging? So logging is nothing but to collect the information, whether it's a positive information or negative information. I am least bothered about that. But if whenever you run a script, run a job, so each moment, what are the things is happening inside that compiler, that should be tracked, correct? Let's say, for example, I am logging into a system. Okay, I given my user ID, password, blah blah things, and that should be tracked. So let's say, for example, any job is running at the night 12. The developer, I cannot be available at night 12 to check what went wrong or what wrong or what went successful. Correct. So for that, what I'll do? I'll take the help of a logging mechanism. So what logging mechanism will do? Logging mechanism will write the logs in a particular path where you define. Okay, this is my log directory. I have to write all these things inside that. So that message is known as that concept is known as logging. So logging is a technique for monitoring the event that takes place when some software is in use. Perfect. Yeah. So inside your logging, the first thing is that you have to import the library. That library name is logging. Perfect. After that,
Yeah.
basically inside our Python, there are 4 to 5 kinds of information you will do. So the first thing is the debug. How you will gonna debug it? By using a file and exception. Okay.
Hmm.
Then another way of debugging is your info. So what info will do? Info will run the program as is. There won't be any change, but it will track each and every record. Then there is a message type of message called as warning. What does that one? It won't stop the program to get executed, but it will throw a error. Let's say, for example, uh, I this application should run in the Windows 10 or more than that. Let's say, for example, I'm
Hmm.
running this application in Windows 9. Okay, it will run. It will throw a warning message saying that it's a it's a warning that
It's running,
yeah,
just saying that it should run on more than that, but
more than that. Yeah,
program will still execute.
yeah, program will stick to it. And error and critical error. What that these will stop the program to get executed. Perfect. That will stop the program to be executed. Critical error itself will be make the your code itself as a red color highlighted. Error will be that particular instance you will get a red mark kind of things. But you will never ever gonna get a output on the error and critical error. Perfect. So now
Yes.
we'll see how to write the logs. So yesterday we discussed these are the simple example of your info and all these things. So by
Hmm.
this way you can get track. Okay. But now is that our main focus is that each job should be associated with a logger directory. This is a not. So what is the syntax? The first syntax is that you have to specify a directory path. Okay. Why I'm importing OS? Because I'm using my local system here. So I require my operating system to be get imported into my program. Then only I
Hmm.
can specify the exact directory.
File.
So here I'm defining this is my log directory. Okay, this is my log file name or this is my path name. Got it? Okay. So now
Hmm.
the first statement is that if check if the directory exists, if not exist, then create a new one. Got it? If there is
Yeah.
a existed one, then what should I do? I will override the data. If there is nothing, then create that path. Perfect.
New.
Yeah,
Yeah.
new one.
Anvesh,
So
one question. What is this R after in dr path?
yeah, this is the
Yeah.
syntax. It's saying that recursive directory. So what recursive? So it's folder inside folder. Am I correct?
Like absolute path?
Kind of thing. So here, no,
Okay.
no. Here inside Python, I have a data. Correct. So it will go to the R stands for recursive kind of thing. So go to that area.
Okay.
Folder inside
Just
folder.
full path.
Just full path. You can take.
Okay.
Perfect. So after that, you will get executed, and we have seen yesterday it will get generated. So this will be the high level concept of logging and your what we discuss and your user defined exception. Perfect. I
Yes.
think from pandas we have recorded as is. Okay.
Yes.
Now we'll go to your numpy. Okay. So yesterday we did how to read a file basically. Okay. So how to read a file? So basically you can basically whenever we discuss there are two kind of sources. So what are the two kind of sources? Either it is a basically we have three kind of sources. The first source will be your file system. The second is your iterator, or you can say Python data type, and the third is your databases. So from file we get to know that how to read it. So how to read a file? So first import the file, then to
Hmm.
CSV. Correct?
Hmm.
Read.csv, if you say, yeah, read underscore CSV, sorry. read underscore CSV. So the file is there is a mechanism called as, or you can say method called as read underscore
Read
CSV. Okay.
CSV.
So it will read the CSV data. Perfect. Then we have a iterator, correct? So two data frame is the method. So like your list, like your tuple, correct? Or
Hmm.
dictionary. So here is data frame.
Data
Data
frame.
frame is the method. Correct? So here I
Hmm.
am writing the data frame method. Okay. So maybe in some time we will see how to read the data from a MySQL or any databases or DB. These
Data.
are generally okay. MySQL or I'll connect with MySQL or Monday we're gonna see it. But okay, this is what we cover this. Then we discuss about how will the naming convention work. Perfect. Here I'm defining the naming and flag
Index
value.
and columns.
Yeah, index is your row details and columns is your column details. Perfect.
Column.
Yeah. Then we just started with, we have not completed pandas here, but pandas and numpy as bit of your overlap. That's why we started with arrange or range function arrange. So we discuss about matrices. So matrices means number of row and number of column, that will be 3 cross 4 and all these things we discuss. Okay. Then we discuss how we can define a range function to arrange a matrix, correct? We did
Hmm.
your 2 cross 7, 3 cross 7 and we did. Okay. Then inside your Python pandas, there is a function called as a describe function. So what describe will do? Describe will give the value of all these predefined function like count, mean, max, or your statistics methods details. And there is a head. So what head will do? Head will give you the top records and tail
Cost.
will give you the bottom
Cost.
records. Okay. Now we'll see NumPy. Then again we'll back into your what pandas. Okay.
Panda.
Okay. The first thing is that how to import NumPy. Import NumPy as NP. So NP is up to you if you want to alias it. Alias it. If you don't want, you simply go ahead and do it. Okay. So inside your NumPy, there is a concept of array. So what array usually happen? So the elements, or you can say the data type in NumPy will be stored. Everything as an is a type of array. Everything as in a type of array. So let's say,
Hmm.
for example, I'll write,
So we only use NumPy when we are dealing with arrays.
no, 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 no. That's not that the scenario I'm trying to say. Just yeah, you say object of your NumPy is a array. That doesn't mean that you only use NumPy when array will be there. So if you see here, what is the object type? Pandas dot data frame object or pandas dot if it is a this is a which object? Pandas dot data frame object, correct? So inside your Python, we see how is that there may be data type of list, set, tuple, correct? If you want to save anything inside any variable, you can store. And if you check that what is the type of that data type, what it will gonna give. Either it will gonna give a list, either it will gonna give a tuple and all these things. Similarly, inside your NumPy, basically the data are stored in which format? NumPy.nd array. ND means n-dimensional array. You got it? Yeah. So inside your array, you defined, okay, you got. So how to save? So yesterday we said that there is a function resave, and inside your resave, you can pass your which uh, way you want to save it, resave it. If I'll say that resave array, let's say for example, I have a array called as 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and I want to resave the array into 1 cross 6 method. That means I have 6, 1 column and 6 row. Perfect. Sorry. Here 1 row and 6 column. Here is 6 column and 1 row. And we see yesterday, can we resave all the things into your arbitrary manner? No, you cannot do. Let's say, for example, how you will gonna resave all these things, we will see. Okay. Now, there is one more thing is that whenever you are reshaping it, if you want to make the line space and all these things, you can make ahead. So what this line space will gonna do? One, all this line spacing will be done. Perfect, got it? Yeah. So the reshape and all these things will happen. After that, we'll say, let's say, for example, you want to populate once into all the elements of your matrix will be full of zero. So I will write zeros of 3 comma 4. That means I'll create a matrix of 3 rows and 4 columns, and each element will be filled of what? 0. Similarly, NumPy that once it's a 2 cross 5 matrix. So 2 row and 5 columns. Got it? So this is your what? 5 cross 2 matrix with each 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See, it's a 2 cross 8 matrix. How to create it? Means you can say nested matrix. So you can say it's a 2 comma 8 means 2 row 8 columns, and this will repeat how many times? 5 times. You got it? How to do a nested matrix kind of things. So this is what your 2 comma 8. So these are the basic, and based upon that you can reshape and all these do. Okay. Then there is a functional, let's say for example, random and randit. So what randit and random will do? If I want to randomly,
Anvesh, sorry. One question. Why it is storing in float, or it will always store in float
no, it's
numbers?
yeah, it's always stored since in the kind of a float mechanism because it's all related to statistics.
Okay.
Because in your statistics, we usually go for after decimal point. Am I correct?
Yes.
So that's
Yes.
why basically it will store in a float. Basically, if you will see all these things, these are only NumPy is basically required whenever you will go to data science related project. And
Hmm.
the NumPy use is only and only for statistics related stuff. But as there is curriculum and even if I just want to give a heads up that whenever maybe in the future someone will ask about NumPy and I think basic concept you can say, okay, I know NumPy, what NumPy is all
Hmm.
about, and what NumPy used to do. But even if this will gonna make no sense while attending the interview if you don't know Python. Correct.
Yes. Yeah.
This won't make any sense. But just to give up a heads up. So what NumPy is basically do? So what randint and random is doing? So if I have to choose randomly 50 number from 1 to 100, I want to choose randomly any number. Let's say, for example,
Hmm.
what where randint usually comes into the picture whenever we are generating our you say your OTP. So it's a random number. Correct?
Yes. Yes.
So here what I say that randit means randomly random.randit is a random is a method is a yeah, class inside your random class. Randit is a method where I'm generating 1 to 50 randomly. So you see 25, 65, 90, 30, something. If you want to generate, let's say for example, I'm generating 30 number. You see, it's randomly generating. There is no correlation between 99 to 80 to 57 to 30. Is there any relation? No.
No.
These are randomly thing. Okay. Similarly, rand n. So what rand n is doing? Yeah. So normally distribution with zero mean and standard deviation with one. That means it's a statistical method. If you will see, there will be a zero deviation and zero mean and standard deviation. So what will happen from 5 and 3, it will generate randomly some number. Then it will take mean value of that and standard deviation of 1.
Hmm.
So basically what is, okay, let me explain you. So you know what is distribution graph. So maybe this is your distribution graph. You heard a term called as bell
Hmm.
curve. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So basically this logic is implemented on top of your bell curve. Okay, so inside your bell curve, if you'll see, maximum element are present where? Between this line to this line, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you see here, so there will be a standard deviation called as something called as sigma kind of concept, correct? So all the elements will be present. So 99% of element is present inside your three standard deviation, correct? Mean
Hmm.
plus three standard deviation. Mean is stands for mu plus three standard deviation, correct? So plus
Hmm.
or three, this will be mu minus three standard deviation. This is your mu plus three standard
Plus.
deviation, correct? So
Hmm.
all the 99.99 something will be there. And it is a which one? Isometric graph. That means equally distributed graph. That's what it's saying. It's taking your mean value and standard deviation of 1 and isometric distributing all the element between 5 and 3. Okay. So
Hmm.
randomly it is creating a 5 cross 3 matrix. You see what's the program here? It's randomly creating a 5 cross 3 matrix. Am I correct? It's a 5 row and 3 matrix
Yeah.
with mean of 0 and standard deviation of 1. It means when you
Hmm.
submit of everything, the value, the output will be 0.
Okay.
So with that, how this random rand n function will work. Rand int will work the other way. There will
Hmm.
be no such logic for this kind of
I
thing.
think
Okay.
it's just the integer number, random
Ah,
integer numbers.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Hmm.
If you want to give in a 4 cross 4 matrix, the here is default is a 1 cross n
List.
matrix. List, not list. This is a 1 cross n matrix. I say all the
Okay.
elements in the numpire n-dimensional array.
Okay. So it's just like a single row with
Uh,
n
Single
number of
1 cross
columns.
3. This is your 1 cross 30 30.
Hmm. And if we
So
have to define, then we have to give like instead of
uh,
30.
you have to give a this kind of things. 4 cross 4. I want to define integer in the 4 cross 4. You can do it like this way. Perfect. It will create a 4 cross 4. So this is what you think. Okay. And inside your array, the slicing will apply. Uh, it's always also behave like a list kind of things, but not that you don't apply append, pop, and all these things. Only the slicing operator is there. Okay. So if you want to move 2 comma 7 comma 3, what does that mean? Tell me. Starting with 2 till 7 and
And
gap of 3 or skip
3.
character is of 3. That's what I got a
Okay.
array of 2 comma 5. In
Hmm.
list,
Hmm.
in list we have that their list
Yes.
object will get used to create it. Here your array object will get used to
Array.
create. Okay. So these are your basic basically you will find it means on the structure randit and random function will. People used to ask not more than that. And if you want to add these metrics kind of
Met.
things, you can also uh, matrix multiplication calculation. In our childhood we used to do vector algebra, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's all of the things we are doing. This is my array 1, this is my array 2. If you want to do array 1 plus array 2, then you will do array 1 plus array 2, you will get it. Array 1 divided by array 2, you will get this value. Square root of this array, log, and all these things. When you are doing array 1, this one. Okay. So you will get it randomly any value. So this is my array2 randomly any value. So 51 plus 92 is all about your 143 kind of thing, correct?
Hmm.
This will be your 143. So simply uh, put one A11 plus
1 to
A1
1.
1 to 1 1 to 1 function is there now we used to do in
Yeah.
childhood. That's simply things it will keep on doing. So first element will be get added with this element, second to
First.
second, and third to third.
third to
The 92 plus 51 will be 143. 59 plus 44 is equal to
93.
90, 93. 70 plus 53 is 123. Correct.
Hmm.
Similarly, 48 to your
58.
yeah 40 to 50, 68 to
98.
36, and 24 to this thing, and this
8.
the respective output will gonna come, and similarly this will be get added to this one. Perfect. Yes.
Yeah.
So this is what your, and the similar way your multiplication will gonna happen. Multiplication is something called as correct. So 92 plus 92 and
By
your division.
50.
Yeah.
Hmm.
92 plus 51 is just try. I think this will be the calculation.
92 into 50.
So this will be the 4632. Okay, let's check. Yeah, this is
Yes.
4692. Na? I think that was your
Hmm.
previous output. Okay, 4692, and the division will be go on the same way. Okay, and the
Hmm.
square root as well. So the square root of your 51 is equal to 9.599. So if you multiply 9.599 into twice, 59 into 9.59, you will got more or less
91.
91. So where is my 91? Is this? Yeah, it will be
Hmm.
92. Correct. So it will be more than
Round.
round figure. So exactly
Hmm.
how to take my dot, square
Hmm.
root, expression, log, and blah blah thing. So whenever basically the idea is here that whenever you want to do the matrix level operation, simply saying numpy is the
Numpy.
library used for your data science related project whenever you want to do matrix level operation. Correct. So then you
Yeah.
have to require matrix numpy. And if you want to create a data type for your pandas object, correct, then you
Hmm.
may use your numpy to get go ahead. Perfect.
Hmm.
So if you want to explore more, please proceed. But for your interview kind of proposal, if you are not belonging to data science background, I'll
Hmm.
say remember two things. What is numpy? How to, what is the use of numpy? And there are two thing question. If someone will go by chance, I will not say that anyone can not ask. If there is a 1% of probability they will ask, they will gonna ask random and random n. Right? These
Hmm.
two functionality max they will ask.
Rand
But
and okay.
I will never think of that. That people will unless until you mention in your resume that I know data science.
Hmm.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So
Anvesh, question. So, which area I can use this NumPy, like in billing or billing, or like creating billing applications, or somewhere like on that area?
no, it's always whenever you are creating an application. Okay. So actually, what this meant for is that to feed the data to your data science model. So what this data science model usually there, let's say for example, I have created a application. Okay. Let's say for example, I have a created application, maybe randomly testing. Let's say for example, I'm testing some numbers. Okay. So if
Hmm.
this is what the input, this is what the output. Okay. This is what the input, I'll do something. And so for that, can I pass the number from my own? It will be very hard for me type and
Hmm.
go ahead. So what I'm doing, I'm randomly creating the numbers. Got it? So what's this
Hmm.
random and so from these object you can directly feed. Okay, first of your object, let's say for example, I want to test a sum function. I have written a sum code called as sum code. Okay, so what this sum will do? Sum will add a plus b. Okay.
Hmm.
Let's say, for example, sum. So if I'll say that my sum is greater than 100, okay, maybe this
Hmm.
application won't run. Won't run. So I have to test this code. So what I'll do? I'll create a two matrix randomly, okay, and
Hmm.
my A will be this element from each. Maybe it's a 9 comma or 9 comma 9 matrix. So 81 elements will be there. Here will be 9 comma 9 matrix. Perfect.
Yeah.
From here I'll take object, here I'll take object, I'll sum it off, and the sum value will pass to that application, it will test. Got it? Basically, it's for algo trading, algo method, algorithm related stuffs. Uh, are you getting me, Ruchi?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
So this
ca can you give like a quick, like a real time example, like or which in the which area?
any data science, any function you say. Let's say, for example, okay, if you or let me stop the recording. Okay.
Hmm.
So 1 second, I'll give one real time. Real time thing.